Good morning, my friends. It is 10:05 on a Tuesday, and one of those rare days where I can pop a little video off because there's nobody here, and I don't think everybody going to be showing up for at least 25 minutes, so I have a little bit of time to pop off a video. So, as I tell you guys, I've been chewing gum a lot because for some reason it does kind of help the coughing a bit after I go through a big deal, which was happened today. But anyway, so there's a thing here when Pastor Paul's talking about Jade Helm too. And I'm going to get to this in a minute, but also another thing that we talk about that really irritates me about certain channels. And I understand, again, for the 100 millionth time, that people need to make money. And yes, you're going to have to do all that. But instead of running a 5-minute infomercial about buying gold or keto or this or that, people have watched you enough. If you just put the link down in the bottom description, we called it the drop down back then. You could just get on with your video. Somebody said, oh God, here we go. 5 minutes infomercials. And then if it's really important, webinar. Okay. So we're going to get into two of these. Because I'm interested in things like the fire comet, asteroids, and all that. I've been doing a lot of watching certain videos that I consider I might have to get up and take you with me because I think the dog might want out. I always hate doing this, but it might happen. If she barks, I'm going to have to let her out. Well, I think she went to bed. So anyway, there's a lot of speculation about Antichrist, who it is. But in a lot of the things I've been watching, they say, well, the Antichrist has been alive for 2,000 years. Well, as a human being, no. Because none of us live 2,000 years. But it could be a system. And like I always said, the person that pens it, and it doesn't have to be that person, but the person that pens it, even if there's somebody behind him, that's the system and the deal where it comes from. The lawless one that I talk about, which is not the AC, is the guy from you know what I mean? I'm not going to name him, but every time I see him, I call him the lawless one. So, there's two different ones. So let's get off that. Okay, let's go into Jade Helm. So Jade Helm, I guess they're doing it again, Jade Helm 2. They're like landing choppers in cities, rappelling off buildings, and doing all this stuff because down the line, one day this is going to happen. And so they're practicing for it. And I happen to be telling my girlfriend about this. This happened like way back in 2011 about. And it was on my birthday, and you might find it on YouTube still, but it might be gone. And then back in those days, there was a massive amount of movement. Tanks, Jeeps, Humvees, M880s, all the military stuff was all over the place, sand color. I mean, we were like, where the heck is this going? Fast forward 10 more years, 12. When all this is happening. So that's kind of interesting. We'll see where this all leads up to. Now, my little part of where I'm at, my thing. Now, this has been in the news, but people are so pre-programmed to what the news has told them that even though they changed the story, the people I tell, it doesn't faze them at all. Because every single asteroid that's been put in the news has missed us, right? So a friend of mine, this goes out to you because you told me this. I kind of thought about it, but you were the one that said it. So they sent a probe up to bump this asteroid. They didn't say it was Apophis. They just said it was an asteroid. Well, when they did all that, the guy that I used to talk to said, gee, they might be knocking that thing off course. 2 days ago, in the news, they just came out and said that Apophis changed its course. It's sped up. It's going to be here quicker. And you see that light up. That's my monitors lighting up in the background. But it's going to be here in 2028. 4 years. Less than that. And they changed the probability of not hitting us to 99 point something hitting. That was in the news. I'm not going to link it because if I do, that's false stuff. So I'm not going to do it. But that was in the news. I talked about it, changing course, speeding up, and being here sooner. 18,000 miles out, you're going to be able to see it. There it is. Then, before that happens, this year, in another month, I think it is, the Horn Comet will make its appearance, and there's an eclipse too, and it's going to be going over the United States, crossing through Texas. They brought out a bulletin that told people to prepare. Now, of course, they're saying it's because of... Sorry, my friends, that right there is something I'm going to have to get rid of because... There. Now you won't hear that anymore. That's because we have a certain app and our cameras go off and then there's that and everything else. But, so they're telling everybody, well, you got to be prepared and get food, water, and supplies because the tourists are going to come and they're going to take it all up. That's a good excuse and could be true, but is there something else going to happen? Remember, down a little farther on the border, there's a big thing going on down there right now. So, 2 different events from the sky. Now they're saying that thing's going to come, and more than likely, now this is what I've read throughout time. I've done a lot of research, a lot of study. I don't have papers to show you or any of that, but when this thing comes in, it probably won't hit the ground. According to what I've read, it's going to hit the water. And where is it going to hit? Between Greece and Italy. Now, all that radiation and all that on that rock is going to radiate the water. And maybe it's not a huge rock, but still, it's going to do it. Also, it's going to come in with enough force to create a tsunami about a mile high. Of course, that'll be out there in the middle of the ocean, but it will affect the Atlantic Ocean. That's going to happen probably within our living. So, they changed their mind, they changed its course, they changed its speed. Now, if you go back to the Sitchin thing, remember he said 3,600 years? Well, back in then, a long time ago, there were 360 days a year. Something went by us and slowed down our rotation by 5 days, which is coming again. But that is not Apophis. That is not the Devil Comet. Because the comet's supposed to be red. It is kind of funny how this comet comes in April, like Gilbert said it would. But yet I asked him and he said it wasn't. Well, it's the wrong color. Comes around Passover. Gil says there's 2 Passovers. So, who knows about that? But there it is in all its glory and everything else. So you have two spatial events, Jade Helm, which they've already done once and they're doing again. I have a very interesting scenario that I won't put on here because I'm stepping back from a lot of things that I used to do on my old YouTube. I'm just giving you little ideas, but not me saying, yeah, 100% it is. Because the whole social media thing is changing now. I'm not going to be like all these other guys. But once again, here we come. Great video to be. You can see what it's going to be. In a 15-minute video, 5 minutes of infomercials before you start the video. Put the links in the bottom. Don't mention it. A lot of people do it. Don't forget to buy my DVD. Yeah, I'm going to buy that DVD, and 5 years after it's all over, I'm going to sit there with my family and go, see, this guy was right. Look at the old prophecy there. No. But I don't poo-poo the channel, just how you run it, that's all. People already commenting, again? Breaking, and then 5 minutes of infomercial. Can't be that breaking. But anyway, the one guy I talked to, he was right. Whatever it is moved. It's coming in faster. And it's supposed to hit somewhere. We'll see. Well, that's what they said. They changed their mind. Maybe nothing happens. Biblically, a lot of things are happening. I found out a lot of things over the last few days that I don't understand. If people couldn't really grasp it and understand what it is, maybe their belief system would be a little different. Do I believe there's a man in the sky sitting on a chair like this, looking at me? No. But I do believe there's a force, and that all of us together make that force. But you're never going to get the worldwide love of everybody in the world. It's not going to ever happen. One of the things that the Bible talked about that has true today, not every youth of America, but the lots of youth of America are into what? Self. Do they care about what you do? No. They care about what they do. Greed, care of self, da-da-da-da-da-da. It is exactly like that. Then you talk 666. Well, supposedly the chip has some kind of a code, which is 666. So there it is. But all of us use a little bit of it, whether or not we say we won't. If you walk up to a store, we're going to call this my debit card, and you go, you right there use the chip within the card. Only difference is having it in you. That's different. And the last thing I'm going to talk about, with 2 more minutes to go, is the dreaded that many people think is fake. It's not fake. I had it. A friend of mine's wife had it. She's still barely getting out of it 2 years later. I almost died. So for all these people, oh, that was fake and all that. Well, the whatever it was in itself was not fake. Maybe it came at an opportune time to use things for certain things, but it in itself was not phony. All this that's going on for me right now is because of that. But I got ideas to get back in shape a little bit. I'm going to try to do it. I'm giving myself a date and to where I'll be then. And if it's working out, maybe I'll keep on doing it. Today I'm not going to be able to. I got to get out here within an hour. People are going to come and do their little cleaning, which will give me no time to do it. So that's it. So anyway, my friends, that's today's video. I haven't been here in a while. I only do videos that I find are kind of interesting to me or pertinent now. I'm not just doing everyday, daily videos. Plus, I'm very rarely alone in the house to do videos. They either have to come from the car while I'm going to work or when I'm coming home when something hits me. So until then, peace. I'll be seeing you. Have a good day, and things are happening.